Can't resist the used bookstore. Oops, I did it again. I have another book haul for you. And sadly, I don't think I have any outs for you right now because it's not the end of May yet, so I haven't gone through and decided what to get rid of yet. But most of these are used. Actually, more than 2/3 of these are used. And also almost half of them are books I've already read. So I went to the book barn twice. Once with a friend, once by myself. The second time was only a few days after the first time, but guess what? They had so much good horror, and I can't resist the used bookstore. If I go into the used bookstore and they have books that are on my radar or ones that I've wanted to read or wanted to buy, I grab them because they're not gonna be there next time. And case in point, I went a few days later and they had even more stuff. So like, it's a good thing it's not closer. It's like 35, 40 minutes away, but it is by Costco. So I generally go to Costco once every other month. I've been going too often. I know that, but it's also by the ocean. So I also took a walk by the ocean. So I got outside, I touched some grass, I spent some money. And on all of my used books, I'm gonna show you here, I spent about $130. So yes, is that a lot? Yes. But if I were to buy normal books, I'd be lucky to get 5, 6 books for that price. And so that's how I'm justifying it. And that'll be that. Anyway, hopefully, that being said, hopefully I will curve my book buying throughout the summer. The book barn gets it's by the beach. It gets very, very crowded in the summertime. And so I don't like going there as much, but I'll probably still stop in if I happen to be down there. But sometimes I go in and there's nothing, but this horror's been so good lately. So good. Anyways, just think about all the books I didn't buy there. There's millions of books there that need good homes that I passed on. Anyways, most of the books here are between $4 and $6. I don't think I have any trade paperbacks, but if I find trade paperbacks, those are $1, so I can't resist it. Although I did just do Pingo order. So I do have more books coming. But those are all I don't know. I buy a lot of used books. The book barn is my favorite place, probably. Anyways, here we go. First, I'm going to go through my stack of books that I have read that are used, but I wanted to buy a copy. So, Someone You Can Build a Nest In. Really enjoyed this one. This is a horror fantasy, kind of cozy. This follows Succession, and she is a eldritchy kind of creature that eats people and then uses their bodies to make her body, and then she's a creature that has been hunted down. She falls in love, and it's sapphic sort of, although she's a creature. I enjoyed this one, and I wanted a copy for my shelves. So there is that. That's the first one. I bought this nice copy of Stephen King's Carrie. I enjoy this one, and I don't have a copy for my shelves, so I grabbed this one. It's interesting that it's hardcover, and it's like cute and small. I grabbed a copy of C.J. Lee's Mayfly. I have American Rapture by her, and then I also am reading the arc of the new one, so I wanted to pick up this one because I didn't have a copy for my shelf. Also picked up Joyland by Stephen King. I really enjoyed this one. It ranks pretty high on my Stephen King ranking. This one takes place in a carnival setting, and also these are all from my shelves that I've already read. This is The Haunting of Hill House. It does have deckled edges, sadly, but I liked this copy. I thought it was very nice, and it's in good condition, and it's a classic, and I don't have a copy of it, so I grabbed that one to go next to my We Have Always Lived in a Castle on my bookshelf. I grabbed Gideon and Harrow. These are practically look like new. The spines aren't broken. The pages look nice. They're nice and floppy and beautiful. And I found them both used, and I was planning on buying these anyway. I did order Nona because I haven't gotten to it yet, but I've read both of these. They always say lesbian vampires in space. These are a little difficult to get through in my opinion. You don't really know what's going on until after you've read it. So that's part of the reason why I bought these. I want to someday read them again because I think they'll be more enjoyable second go around now that I kind of know what's happening a little more. But I also want to read Nona first. I grabbed Horror Store. This book is very expensive if you buy it new, I feel like, because of the way it's written and just the media itself. And so when I saw it used, I grabbed this copy for $6. I have read this and I enjoyed it. It's a fun one. I grabbed Sarlan by River Solomon. This is another trans author. I enjoyed this one. This one is pretty hard hitting, hard to read though. There's pregnancy in this one as well. And they slowly turn into a creature, and there's cults in here. It's about Vern. She's pregnant and desperate to escape the strict religious compound where she was raised, flees for the shelter of the woods. There she gives birth to twins and plans to raise them far from the influence of the outside world. But even in the forest, Vern is a haunted woman forced to fight back against the community that refuses to let her go. She unleashes incredible brutality far beyond what a person should be capable of. Her body racked by inexplicable and uncanny changes. Yeah, so this sort of reminds me of the Andrew Joseph White You're Meant to Be Human because of the pregnancy, but also Hell Followed With Us because of the creature and the cult aspect to it. But I have read that one. Woman Eating by Claire Coda is a short little literary fiction mostly, but also a vampire novel. I really liked this one. It's a very quiet vampire novel, but I really liked this one. So I wanted a copy for my shelves. The Twisted Ones by T. Kingfisher. This one and The Hollow Places are my favorite from her, so I wanted to grab this. I have The Hollow Places up there somewhere. Got this copy for my shelves. I'm gonna need to make some more room on my horror shelves. And then Kitten Tits, Mally sent to me for Back to Reads. I like this book. She did not like this book, so she sent it to me, and I just paid for shipping all the way from Puerto Rico. And she sent me a cute little bookmark. And there's a cute little note from Mally in there. So that's fun. And then last but not least, I did grab this copy of A Dowry of Blood because this is the indie version. And if I wanted to sell this on Pengo, I could actually sell it for like $75+ because you can't buy these anymore. They're hard to find. And I found it and it was in there. And I'm not going to sell it, but it was $5. They didn't know what they had. They didn't know, guys. They didn't know. Anyways, next. So that's a lot of books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we have more to go. And we're not even halfway. I'm going to go through these pretty fast. The Mummy by Anne Rice. Oh, who read this recently? I can't remember her name. Let me look it up. Oh, Madeline. Woo, I kicked you. Madeline read this somewhat recently and liked it. And I like Anne Rice a whole lot. And I liked this copy. I've read the first 5 in the Vampire Chronicles, and then I could not get past Armand. I wonder if I should try again one of these days, but I feel like I would be better served by rereading the Vampire or Stat on interview. I don't feel like I need to reread because I just loved those. But yeah, I've never been able to get past the Vampire Armand, but she really liked this one, and she said it was like a sexy, fun time, so I want to read it. This one is about Ramses. Ramses the Great lives, but having drunk the elixir of life, he is now Ramses the Damned, doomed forever to wander the earth, desperate to quell hungers that can never be satisfied for food, for wine, for women. Reawakening in opulent Edwardian London, he becomes Dr. Ramsay, expert in Egyptology. He also becomes the close companion of voluptuous, adventurous Julie Stratford, heiress to the vast shipping fortune. So I heard this is kind of like sexy fun, so that's exciting. These are ones I have not read, by the way. I don't remember picking this one up. I have no idea what this is about. In the Valley of the Sun? I must have looked it up. It's a Brand Stoker Awards nominee. It says if Stephen King and James Lee Burke had a love child, it would be Andy Davidson. I don't know. Maybe it's serial killer like? I don't know. I must have looked it up and saw that it was, oh, I know why I got it, because it's a blurb by Stephen Graham Jones. I burned through this. It's got teeth on every page. I bet you that's why I picked this one up. And look, it must also be a vampire book because there's a man with fangs on the cover. So this must be why I picked it up. But he does have a cowboy hat. Westerns aren't always my favorite. I don't know. I grabbed it. These are all used. This is still in the used section. So, Grey Dog. Peyton from Book in Hand really loves this book. I think there's somebody else I've heard about liking this book, but I don't know what this is about. But Peyton says she liked it, so I wanted to give it a try. A swarm of dying crickets, a self-mutilated rabbit, and a malformed fawn. Soon she believes that something old and beastly, which she calls Grey Dog, is beyond these visceral offerings. So I think this is folk horror with themes of grief, maybe, if I remember correctly from what I've heard. I picked up Crypt of the Moon Spider. This is one I wanted to read for a while. It's on KU, but I really love the cover, and I found it used, so I picked it up. This is oh, it's got a cute little thingy in there. This is a cosmic horror, I believe, where women in 1923, but for some reason we colonize the moon or have people who are on the moon, are sent to the moon because they're mentally ill, and these moon spiders create webs inside their brain to cure them. Sounds wild. I wanted to read it. Ghost Camera by Darcy Coates. Darcy Coates and I don't always get along, but I've heard good things about this one and it does intrigue me, so I figured I'd grab it. I think it's haunted camera, maybe? Polaroid camera. When Janine finds an abandoned Polaroid camera, she playfully snaps a photo without a second thought, but there's something wrong with the image. A ghostly figure stands in the background watching her, fixated on her, moving one step closer with every picture she takes. Yes, so I am interested in this one, and again, like, practically brand new looking. I grabbed In the House in the Dark of the Woods. I think this is a horror fantasy, fairy tale-y kind of a story. Once upon a time, there was and there wasn't a woman who went into the woods. So I think this is like flowery prose or just like pretty prose. So I wanted to see if it was for me. So it says, the first line, I told my man I was off to pick berries and that he should watch our son, for I would be gone some good while. Anyways, that one, I picked up Human Sacrifices, which is short stories, horror. And I've heard good things about this one. I think Angel from Angel Can't Read read it and enjoyed it. I saw that on Goodreads, so I'm excited to read that one. Dark Harvest I picked up used, which like $4, which has gotten different kind of reviews. This takes place in 1963 on Halloween. They call him October Boy or Old Hacksaw Face or Sawtooth Jack, whatever the name. Everybody in the small Midwestern town knows who he is and how he rises from the cornfields every Halloween, a bloody butcher knife in his hands, and makes his way toward town. This one sounds interesting. We're gonna go through these quicker now because I'm running out of time. I picked up Fledgling by Octavia E. Butler. This is another vampire story, which I've heard good things about, and it's Octavia Butler, so I'm sure it's wonderful. Nyctophobia. I think this is about a woman who's scared of the dark or something like that, but Jordaline recommended it in one of her books, and I've been wanting to read it for a while, and I couldn't get it from the library. Actually, this one is new. This one is in the wrong pile, so this one's new. Don't want to lie. The Dead Take the Train I got used, and for $4 that I was meaning to take this out of my pile, but I forgot to take it out of my pile because I've heard it's Cassandra Caw and someone else, and I've heard not so great things about this. But I've been known to like weird things that other people don't like. The cover's really cool, and I think there's someone who read this one who liked it. So maybe I'll like it. We'll see. I have that one. I know I'm a little discombobulated now, but I gotta leave shortly. One Gets Out Alive by Adam Neville. I've read it. I've never read an Adam Neville. Jordaline recommended this one too, said it was really wild and scary, but then other people don't like it. So we'll see how I'll get along with that one. Break from Horror, The First Sister, is a fantasy. First sister has no one and no voice. As a priestess of the sisterhood, she travels the stars alongside the soldiers of Earth and Mars, the same ones who own the rights to her body and soul. So this one sounded interesting to me, and I've heard good things. Organ Meats by K. Ming Chang. I've heard this is gross and wild body horror, I think. Two girls are bound by red string and canine heritage in the vivid tale about female companionship and loyalty from National Book Foundation 5 under 35 honoree K. Ming Chang. So try that one. Her Body and Other Parties. I think this is short stories, but they all have to do with women's bodies and autonomy. And I'm not exactly sure, but I've heard good things and I've read from her before and really liked it. It was a tough book. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's the one with the house, and I can't remember what the name of it is. Maybe I'll put it in here if I remember. And then also used, which I haven't read, Elevation by Stephen King. This is a little tiny Stephen King, and I wanted to grab it, so I did. $6, used bookstore. That's just because it's Stephen King, and they know they'll be able to sell them no matter what. Okay, we're almost done. These are the books that are new that I bought. So if I could stay away from the used bookstore, I'd be in much better shape. So this one I already mentioned was new. I was influenced to buy Half City. People say this gives Buffy vibes. Surrounds a demon hunter. I think she goes to demon hunting school. And there's a love story, I think. But I've heard really good things about this one. So I grabbed that one. It was definitely an influence by. And then Between Two Fires. I've heard really good things about this horror, medieval horror, I think that's what it is called. It is considered. but I've heard it's like fantasy horror. It's about a man and a young girl trying to survive in the time of the Black Death or something, but I've heard really good things, and this new copy has the black edges and also the pretty end pages, so I picked it up. The Black Farm, also Payne from Book in Hand, influenced me to buy both these. This is extreme horror, or at least verging on extreme horror from what I've understood, but just the premise sounds like something I like. It's about two people that kill themselves, a man and a woman, wife and husband, I believe, and in the afterlife, instead of just ending like they were hoping or going to a better place, they go to a bad place with pig creatures that hunt them down and torture them, and they are trying to find each other because they're not together in this afterlife. And so yeah, I'm interested in this one. And then last but not least, from my local indie, so whenever they have a book that I'm interested in, I do try to pick it up because they don't carry a lot of the stuff that I read mostly and keep on my shelves. I picked up Boring Asian Female. I've heard that this is unhinged and I'm excited to read it, and I do like the cover. I think that's fun. It says, she'll have to show them just how interesting she can be. I'll leave you with that. I wonder what the first line is. So good. She always suspected she would die young. She often dreamed of it, in fact. An intruder stabs her in the neck. A drunk driver crashes into her car. Her heart stops beating in the middle of the night. So I'm interested in that one. So that is all the books. It's a lot. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 37, 39, 40. 40 books. Very quickly, I'm going to do an on-haul for you guys to go with my haul. I am on-hauling The Ending Writes Itself. This wasn't for me. I was bored. Also on-hauling Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. It was fine. Don't need to keep it. I'm on-hauling Seduction Theory. I give this 4 stars. I thought it was a messy, fun time, but I don't think I'll ever read it again. I'm on-hauling An Entanglement of Rival Wizards. I DNF'd this. Wasn't for me. I'm unhauling The Groomery Grammar School, which was a fun time, but I don't think I'll ever read this again. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It was cute. I am unhauling Pirate's Life for Tea because I gave this 2 stars. The next one in the series I gave 3 stars. The first one I gave 4 stars. And I don't think I'm going to need to own these. I do like the first one though, so I'm going to keep it for now. House of Hollow. I love the cover of this. And it's a YA, and I thought the story was good. I think I gave it 3.5 stars, so I don't feel the need to keep it, but I kept it on my shelves until I needed the space, so I'm unhauling that one. Little Eve by Catriona Ward, I gave 3.5 stars. I really like this one, but I don't feel the need to keep it on my shelf. It's a little bit too thrillery for me, and I don't think I'd ever pick it up again. And sadly, I am unhauling I, Medusa. Really loved the cover of this. I thought it was super pretty. And even I think the naked hardback has like stuff on it too, which is really nice. But I did not like the way they nerfed Medusa's character in this. And I wanted more of the man-killing Medusa and less of the pre-Medusa. Anyways, but I enjoyed this. I think I gave this one 3.5 as well, but I don't need to keep it, so I'm going to be unhauling this. These will be going to little free libraries, to friends, or to my library to be resold. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment down below, or any of these books that you're interested in. Feel free to judge me all you want for all the books I bought. I'm judging myself.